kind of like what Amazon did is they kind of solved the artificial intelligence issue, like on purchasing. If so-and-so bought this, this, and this, they probably want that. So basically taking the data and looking backwards for relationships they weren't aware of for shopping. Like if you like these three things, you probably like that. Does that apply to is that what any of that kind of stuff into the network world?
Yeah, that's what they call collaborative filtering and recommendation engines.
Yeah.
It applies, directly. I'm trying to think. We don't use a collaborative filter for an IT purpose. I would say the biggest thing I've seen, for me, when we did anomaly detection, we started with kind of this moving average thing, kind of like we would naturally think, hey, I'll just keep track of the average. Then we went to something called ARIMA. It really wasn't until we got to what they call these LSTM, long-term, short-term memory neural networks. Those fundamentally change the number of false positives you get. So that's an example where deep learning and neural networks making a difference in our world, right? Our networking world, right? You're doing trying to do some sort of time series. And when you dig into it, what you find out is what these networks, what these neural networks do, they're multiple dimension. Besides predicting the average, they're also predicting the confidence interval. Right? They're not just predicting, here's what the average should be. They're also predicting what the confidence interval is, whether or not it's an anomaly or not.
Okay.
And this is where these deep learning networks are going to make a difference in our networking world, right?
Sure.
Our problem is false positives. It's not like we haven't tried this before.
Right.
This is, we generated so much false positives. The IT guy said, "Don't stop calling me at 2 a.m. They stop crying wolf."
Right. No, I get it. Okay. Well, this all helps to show that this is not something that it does take a while. You guys have spent 6 years really trying to hone this thing, and it's not something that someone can just pick up and copy. I guess your competitors can't just pick up and copy overnight.
Well, there's a barrier to entry, right? I mean, I don't think we don't have the corner on AI ops per se, but it's not a feature that you just crank out overnight. You've got to build up the real-time pipeline. You got to get the cloud architecture built. You got to build up these frameworks.
Yeah. And you got to be able to collect the right data, which is something that you thought up on the front end too, which is a little bit of a barrier to entry. Is if you can't get access to that data, you can't get very accurate.
Yeah, you get it organizationally, right? There's the organizational piece too, right?
Yep.
The data science team is not usually a bunch of network experts, right?
Right.
These are hardcore math people.
Right.
So you got to pair them up with domain experts to actually understand the problem you're trying to solve.
Yeah, that's got to be an interesting thing.